All right, welcome back to Waterdeep, the city of splendors, and episode 34.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a lot of short episodes. Actually, like 3 episodes is kind of like one episode, but whatever. We count everyone, and we're on 34.
Awesome.
Nice.
And Walford Cromley was generous enough to lend you his transportation services and dropped you off very on the very block where Troll Skull Manor is. And the last thing you see before going into the manor is a bunch of pamphlets nailed onto a post on the side of the street advertising the Sea Maidens Fair. And with that, I will plop you into Troll Skull Manor. It's early evening. There are a bunch of people here. Apparently, the Troll Skull Alley Revitalization Initiative that Broxley Fairkettle has spearheaded is being quite a success. It's bringing in a lot of foot traffic and a lot of patrons to Troll Skull Manor Tavern, or as it's referred to lovingly with the addition of the sign recently, Lift Your Spirit. Donovan got a chuckle out of the fact that he heard a couple of commoners walking down the street talking about the place called Lift Your Spirit. So people have already started calling it that as well. And so, yeah, 4 or 5 adventurers walk into a tavern.
Feels good to be home.
Mm-hmm.
Let's eat. Who's hungry? And
Yeah, have a nice meal.
place is
Mm-hmm.
popping. So who all's here? We got Gillester's here. Is Floon here? Yeah, it looks like Floon's over
I
at the
think
bar
so,
with
yeah.
Broxley. Gillester's with
You can picture meeting eyes with all these individuals as you pan across the
him. Mert's
screen.
here. Renair's here. Man, I better be making some money.
Yeah, I would think so.
Somebody's stealing my shit. I'm a horrible businessman.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk in the door, anyone looking that way, this person is trying to catch your eye.
Oh, shit.
And Harlow, just before you walk in the door, you hear roll a wisdom save.
Okay.
You hear, hey Harlow, want to go get some cotton candy?
Stranger danger. My mommy says don't talk to strangers. And
But
as she's
candy.
and like as she's saying my mommy says don't talk to strangers, she's pointing at Donovan.
Smart woman.
Ooh.
Good
There's a
one.
23 save.
So you hear this, and you look around, and all you see is the bushes ruffling behind you.
Like-
You rolled a 23, did you say?
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up the.
Is there anyone else in our group next to me, or is it just me?
Everyone just walked through the door. You were the last one walking through the door, and you hear this. By the time you turn around, all you see is the bushes ruffling as if someone has just rushed away.
Okay.
Let me just make sure this pretty good save.
Yay.
Um, and do you make your way to the table that is always reserved for Blackwell's Union?
Yeah, so like I'm gonna go over
Or
there.
tell me what you do, everybody.
So like I'm gonna go over to the table, tell them about the creepy bushes and how I like no one was there, but someone said they had cotton candy, but they were in the bushes, so that means it's bad cotton candy. And um then I kind of just remember like, oh wait, I'm kind of slightly mad at you guys for laughing at me at the castle lantern house. So then I just go upstairs to my room and play with my toys and Chungus.
No. Come on, sit down. I want to talk to you about that, actually. It was nervous.
Okay.
It was nervous laughter. As I walk in, I'm just going to walk over, pat Broxley on the shoulder, give Floon a big hug, as I always do every time I see him. I'm going to recommend everybody give Floon a big hug. And then I'll walk over to the table with Harlow and wait for everybody to come over.
I'll reluctantly give Floon a hug, since Donovan was nudging me to do that. And then when I'm back at the table and Harlow mentioned about Harlow, you're talking about like what happened with the kids. You were saying something about you were like they were talking to somebody like a what did you say?
So they said they had imps, and can we get
Right.
one? I think we should get one. They seem cool.
Well, I don't see any reason why we won't have an upon an imp. We'll see what we can do.
Or we can get a puppy. Puppies
A
are cool
puppy, that
too.
might be easier to get.
Okay. And then also they said they had a big brother, but then he disappeared. I wonder if he was eaten. Maybe he was eaten.
Mm. Did they say this brother had a name, Harlow?
Um, I don't know. I don't remember.
Mm.
Maybe that was part of whatever deal they made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's certainly more to them than we're being told.
Yeah.
He got uncomfortable, I think, when you brought up the older brother, Harlow. That could be an important piece of information. Well done, little one.
Yay! So we can get a puppy.
A ratter. Yes, something small.
Okay.
I'm not fond of cats, so yes, a ratter, small. We'll pick one out.
This gentleman, it becomes apparent that this gentleman is standing in a polite distance behind your table here, obviously waiting for an audience or a word in edgewise, so to speak.
Mm.
And when 3 or 4 of you ultimately look over your shoulder to see what's causing the shadow to cast across the table, it is that individual, and he introduces himself. Vincent Trench, at your service, potentially. And he puts this down on the table, which looks like his calling card. Oh, that's not it. That's a candle that I don't need.
He gave us a candle.
He puts that down on the table and says, "Perhaps you've heard of my services?"
The name does sound familiar. Tiger's Eye. Is that your establishment?
It is, yes. And I had met you the day of that unfortunate incident in the alley, the explosion. But figured it would be prudent for me to introduce myself again, since it's a newly formed party, I understand.
Hmm.
And he like looks for hints of like you confirming that as he like eyes 3 of you in an instant, looking for your facial tells if you're going to admit that you are in fact a newly formed adventuring party, and says, a group like you could certainly use the services of a man like me at some point in your career. So I just wanted to formally introduce myself, and perhaps my reputation would speak for itself.
Mm.
Call upon.
I'll
Yes.
I'll apologize for not recognizing him from that day, and I'll ask him, can you remind me what services you provide?
I'm an investigator.
Mm. What sort of things do you investigate?
Oh, anything from cuckold husbands' problems to I've done work for the Watch, even. So you could name it, and I've seen it.
Missing children.
Now that I have not come across myself in my career, but is there a child amiss?
There could be. Unless one of my companions has a problem. But you all right if he joins us?
Oh, don't mind if I do.
I'll look
No
around at the
problem
rest
for
He
of
me.
the
puts a
room.
leg. He puts a leg like around the chair, as if like encouraging people to not counter Donovan's offer. Basically, nodding yes and moving forward to the table. At the same time, seemingly like ready to back off if someone were to object.
Mm.
I'm gonna
No,
ask him
I
if
don't
he
object.
likes puppies.
So certainly at a cost, but come see me for a favor. I can have a very quick turnaround time on figuring things out in the city.
Mm.
So give me 24 to 48 hours and 50 GP. Almost guaranteed to unravel it for you if you have a particular matter at hand.
We might.
So what brings you to Troll Skull today exactly? Are you here on work or simply just passing through?
I was coming to have a drink with the parade in town, and now I hear they're actually extending the parade all the way up to here in the north of the city. It's a festive season. I'm out. So I figured I saw the party, figured I would introduce myself because we've been neighbors for a few 10 day and haven't had the honor of making it a formal introduction.
Mm. Well, thanks for stopping in and supporting our establishment. I'm sure that we'll be supporting yours as well soon enough.
Yeah,
Here, here.
absolutely. A drink on the house. I'll push my. I'll look. Is there drinks on the table yet for us?
And you hear Calla Hilltopple screeching from behind the kitchen wall there. There's customers to take care of. I think Mr. Donovan's showed up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you do see a halfling run from behind the bar with a bunch of steins, beer steins in their hands.
Awesome. Yeah, have a drink. Yes, we might have some work. Although I have your card, but no references. And well, in case you, just so you're aware, Blackswell's Union is partially responsible for having the parade. Well, through this portion of the city, anyway. It was at our suggestion. We had the privilege of having a meeting with those that run it not long ago. So hopefully it'll be a boon for your business as well as ours.
My business doesn't fluctuate with the festival seasons, really. It's more of a steady hum rather than peaks and valleys.
Well, that would make sense. Well, maybe
Rather-
the added foot traffic.
Not quite a retail establishment, but I get the sentiment, and I thank you for your well wishes.
So you're not here on a job trying to confirm who we are. And I'll motion the circle around the table.
I must admit, I did my homework. I knew who you were upon seeing you. And,
I suspected. We are Black Swells Union. Long friends, but recently formed. We might have need of your services, actually. Perhaps as we're neighbors and, could see to it that you had perhaps a discounted rate or, with the idea of doing future business, perhaps we could do a test run to see if you could help us out in discovering a small bit of information and see how that goes.
why don't I just pay full price for my beverage?
No.
And you pay full price for your investigative services.
Can I try and
We'll
persuade
keep it
him?
professional.
Oh,
And he kind of gives a smirk, but he's kind of being serious.
I got you. All right. I can see he's clearly street savvy, so he's not buying into the bullshit. Good enough. Then 50
You're
gold.
feeling him out.
50 gold for a job, huh?
I mean, it goes up from there with complexity, but that's pretty standard.
It's a pretty simple job. I'd be willing to pay 50 gold if you could perhaps gather some information for me.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm offering. You have something in mind, then?
I do. The Castellanters, you're familiar with them? I'll look around at the rest of the table, make sure nobody gives me a side eye like, shut the fuck up, Donovan.
No, I'll be nodding.
Calla Hilltopple rushes over to the table with a bunch of beer steins, clunks them on. Some of it spills out over the cups and onto the table, and she allows a couple of menus to flop out from under her arm where she had them tucked, and they flop onto the table. And she, anything to eat, Mr. Donovan, and the crew.
We'll take a look and stop back after you've filled some cups. We'll certainly be eating this evening.
And she says, "I've been getting along with the ghost at the bar. Did you notice?
Yeah, we're wondering what
Flying
changed.
dishes."
On Lift's good side. Well, that's good. I was worried I was going to have to let you go.
And she hurries away.
Yeah.
And a familiar face then almost replaces her, that of Jalester Silvermane. Walks over to the table and leans in and says, "I got something to tell you about Maloon or Dragon. When you get a minute, I have to tell you what's going on. Something's wrong with him."
Yes. Yes.
Tell us.
Okay, so then he was leaning over your shoulder, and then he just like scoots into the chair next to Harlow here. Well, he's been doing. I think he's been working here or something. I don't know, but he's been arm wrestling people, and I notice when more and more. The more he exerts himself, he's been dripping some foul ichor out of his nose. And his behavior is really odd. And he's saying things that he's never been known to. He has a different vocabulary. Something's definitely wrong with him. We need to figure out what it is. Or get him out of here. It seems like a threat.
Do you have any ideas like what it could be?
It's like something's taken over his mind. That's all that. That's it. My only guess.
Yeah.
And and you look over and you see this person is sitting across the table from Maloon War Dragon, who, just to remind you, is the previous owner of the Azure
The
Edge.
mic keeps turning off.
Imagine Joanna has an interest in that.
And you hear there's 5 bards set up in the and they have been for a few days, working every day because the pub is apparently successful during this festive season.
You guys want to go over and talk to Maloon, or?
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if I can figure out what's happening.
This has something to do with Azure Edge. Joanna, are you interested in speaking with him?
It sounds fine with me. I'm not overly excited about it, but I am interested.
Sounds like a conflict of interest.
Makes sense. Yeah, maybe that'd be better. Yeah, perhaps Aldous, you're friendly with, but you were friends
Sure.
with Maloon. I'm going to deal with Trench and.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense. I'm gonna go over and just like sit myself down, in the spot that Jalester left open, and I'll just I'll say hello to Maloon and just sort of like trying not to tip him off as to like that I'm looking for anything. I'm just gonna like be like, "Hi, Maloon. Like, how's your night going?"
You lean
And
in
maybe
and
I'll
say
do
that.
yeah.
All right, they're in the middle. Yagra Stonefist and Maloon War Dragon are in the middle of.
Oh, they're wrestling right now. They're
They're
hand
having
wrestling
an
right now.
arm wrestling contest. Yes.
I love how I say hand wrestling. I do this all the time apparently. No, that's how awkward I am. I don't know what they're doing. I'm like, what is this ritual that they're doing? So I sit down and I just look at Maloon. I'm like, "Hi, Maloon. How are you?"
And he's grunting, and you see a little bit of stuff leaking out of his nose, like a green, not natural, not even like snot looking green, like off, like magical, maybe even.
Yeah. I just did an Arcana check to see if there's anything I can like detect up close. Oh wow. That's a good roll.
And Yagra, let's pull Yagra up here.
Be a part of the conversation too.
Oh, you're coming with Harlow?
Yeah.
Cool.
And shoom,
Wow.
Maloon like puffs his chest out and slams Yagra's arm to the table and looks up at you as you. I'm doing okay.
That's good. You've got something right here.
Oh.
You have a booger.
Are you
Sorry about
feeling all right, Maloon?
Well, you know, I'm down on my luck recently, but and he obviously isn't well. It's like he's sweating. He doesn't look like he's even comfortable in his own clothes. He's got that stuff drip. He tried to wipe it away, but there's like still stuff like around the corner. He's not even like doesn't have the self-awareness that it's like wet and sticky around his nose. Like you can tell, you're just like, oh boy.
Yeah.
He's saying he's okay, but just down on his luck. But
Yeah.
You think it might be worse than that. Let me check your Arcana check and see if there's anything to that as well.
Yeah.
He just looks as if he's trying to compose himself, and he's not doing a very good job of it. Like he's trying to fit in with society in general, and he's sticking out at this point. I think there were now that you think back, there might have been hints like with this before, and I think everyone just kind of like thought it was because the weapon unattuned from him or something like that. And that makes sense. The loss, like just a sense of loss or something, but it's not just that. Something. Joanna Azaredge tells you his mind has been affected, and it is the reason I left him.
Oh shit.
I need to be wielded by a capable individual that is able to protect the city, if and whenever possible. But it says it in a there's no voice. It's like in your mind,
telepathically.
You don't even hear words. It's you can interpret those words to be just energy that you feel, but you know the exact meaning of them.
So it just said that he's unwell, or what exactly?
I believe something has taken over his mind.
Oh god.
And that's why Azaredge left.
That is why I left him.
Now we have to put him down.
Yeah, well, his loss.
Yeah. Well, we can't make him better, because if he gets better, then you know.
No,
well, it changes my perspective because I thought it was more like a gift.
He just
like he was allowing me to have it, but that changes things.
Yeah.
When you say that, the weapon confirms as you're saying it. Yes, it wasn't a gift. He did not give me up willingly. I left him because he is unworthy of wielding.
So without explaining that I'm getting this information from Azaredge, I will just at the table kind of confirm. I forgot what this guy's name was.
Maloon War Dragon?
Yeah, I'll just kind of confirm what he's saying. Or no, not him, sorry. The one that's sitting next to me.
And, I'm sorry. Lester Silvermane. This guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Because he was the one that was giving us the scoop.
Yeah.
And so, to Rhea and to Donovan, I don't know how quickly this all happened, like Aldous walking away, but we're still here, and I just wanted to confirm that that's kind of what I think is also going on. Like, there is something off about him, there's something that's not okay, and I guess I'll just wait until Aldous comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I sort of have gotten everything that I need to get from the information. I'm sort of confirmed, like, what Jalester was saying. Like, it doesn't seem like he's just sick. You know, there's something else to it. And I'll come back and like say as much to everybody.
Wait! Before you do, Vincent, I'll lean back into him. I'm going to take out 10 gold and put them on the table in front of him and say, everything you can tell me about the Castellanters beyond that which is commonly known on the street. I'm familiar with them as being a wealthy family. The less public information that you would have about the Castellanters, as well as any information about their oldest son, would be appreciated. The balance, I'll give him 10 gold and say the balance, the 40 gold, will be paid when you come back with any information you can glean regarding them.
Wow.
Fair deal?
You're saying this to Vincent Trent, right?
Yeah.
Well, my man, we're dealing with noble family information now. I must say the price is doubled. If you can furnish the 100 right now, though, I'll unravel the mystery immediately.
I'm going to use persuasion and 25 now, and 75 in total. If you come up with something that I think is useful over and above what I already know.
Roll that check.
$18.
And what are you trying to persuade him to do?
Take the 25 and get any additional information he can, and then I'll pay him the balance when he comes back with any information. I want you to dig. I want more than just what's commonly known on the street. I know that already.
Oh, you don't know this.
Find more, come back tomorrow. Clearly you know where to find me, and I'm good for it. I'll motion to the whole crowd with my, hopefully to increase my persuasion. I'm good for the coin, and you know where to find me. I need to know everything. Oldest son, not the two that I'm already aware of, and any family history that may be less well known among the folk of Waterdeep. That would be most beneficial. Impress us, and we'll definitely be using your services again in the future.
Be prepared to be impressed, Donovan.
I'll shake his hand. Deal?
Deal.
I'll shake his hand and say, up to the bar. Let any meal you have is on me. Just you, though. You're here by yourself, right?
I am.
Oh, good. Then just you. Help yourself to anything you want to eat and finish your drinks, and then I'll look to meet you again here hopefully tomorrow. Is that enough time?
I don't need any more time. I know exactly what is the matter with the Castellanter child, and I'll tell you right now if you'll hear it.
I'll look at the rest of the group. I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I know there's something going on with Maloon right now.
I'm already eagerly bouncing my foot.
I'm
ready
like,
to
How
hear
is
it.
he eating?
I'm like, how can you have been sitting here this whole time and not spit it out?
Yeah, he just wanted to get paid.
He's getting
Yeah.
paid. That's his job, so I'll pay you. You got
Yeah,
something?
give him the rest of the money, and I want to hear it.
The rest of the coin is upstairs. I'll gladly take you up to my room and hand it to you myself.
Well, here's your information. Osvaldo Castellanter had his soul sold to the devil by his very own parents.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Was it said if he was the youngest or the oldest or?
He is their oldest child.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I think Harlow said. They said older brother to you, right, Harlow?
Yeah.
Must have been the same deal.
So when they were talking about Lathander, that is the...
Is that a...
Lathander is like the devil.
No, Lathander's like the Morning Lord. Lathander's... Is that a cover? Is he hiding behind something good and pure to try and...
Oh yeah, what they were... I forget. Lathander was the one that Victoro was dressed up in robes. Yeah, so I got it confused.
I think he's... I'll look at what... Does he say anything else about that as we're talking?
He said a name. He was dealing with paying back.
Asmodeus.
Osmodius, yeah.
Vincent Trent says that as you're saying. He said a name, something he was,
Mhm.
and yes,
Okay.
that.
In return
Well,
for
I-
what? What did he
I
sell
think
us?
I think our business here is concluded.
No. What the reason? The reason the son's soul was sold.
I mean, that would be a completely separate investigation, I would say. What are the aspirations of the ultimate rich in Waterdeep?
mm,
75 gold.
I could look into it.
This is something that you could look into it if you choose. You come back. I'll pay you the remainder. I'll look at the rest of the group. If you, the group of you, want to take care of this business with Maloon, I'll.
Seems a bit redundant, but I'll take your money and I'll look into the matter.
Nah, I'll pay you your 75 gold. No bonus for being neighbors.
I mean, are my drinks on the house? We could
Tonight
certainly-
they are. Dinner as well.
You didn't roll over a 15 with the charisma.
Yeah,
check.
I rolled a 18. I rolled an 18.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
He gives you whatever deal you want.
Ah,
But he drives a tough bargain.
if there's
He
any,
obviously knows
dude,
his worth.
He made
mhm.
20. He made 50% over what he originally was going to charge us. So that's fair.
He makes it clear that he knows his worth.
We have every intention of utilizing your services in the future. It's clear that you know more than I do about the nobility in this city, so I'd be happy to pay for any information. And if you need a place to stay or a place to grab a bite to eat, I'll be sure to pass it along to the staff here that you are a welcome guest to be treated better than any other. Fair enough?
Yeah. Are you trying to, like, he's good at reading body language.
Yeah, I'm
You
being
can tell
honest.
He's doing that. Like,
Yeah.
are you saying adieu? Or are you, like, inviting, like, is he sitting back in his chair or is he, like, motioning? Is he sitting up to stand up?
Oh, I was gonna just pay him. I thought he was done, and if he wants to hang around, he's more than welcome to stay. But
If he's welcome, he would stay.
oh, he's
If-
welcome. Yeah.
If he's been
no.
encouraged to move along. then
No,
he
no,
would
no.
stay.
Well, I mean, at the table here, I mean, I'm going to encourage him to go grab a seat at the bar and help himself while we deal with this other matter.
That's where he came from.
Yeah.
So he
Of
does. He
course.
says, "Good business, my friends. I'll talk to you soon." And he goes back over to the bar.
I'll let the party deal with the Maloon issue. I have to go upstairs to get the balance of the 75 gold that I owe him. So I'll go do that while you guys decide what you want to do about Maloon.
And Mert walks up as you're like standing up to get up, Donovan. You say that to I have to go get that gold, pay him off, and you go to stand up, and Mert boisterously moves into the. You didn't actually, surprisingly enough, you didn't even see him there the whole time. He's like the biggest guy in the room. Oh, an adventuring party. Very exciting. I was
Hi,
worried
Bert.
about the group of you. You've brought a lot of heat on yourselves, eh?
He
Have we? I
And
guess
he's got
so.
his hands. He's obviously waiting for you guys to say something to him. He's got his hands still in the air, like as if you're all gonna run to him and give him a big hug.
hug him. Somebody hug him. I'm on the other side of the table. Harlow, hug him. Hug him, Harlow.
And he slaps Gillester,
Well,
and no one gets up to.
No. Sit.
Harlow gave him a hug. I mean, she's like probably hugging his leg if he's
he
like,
looks
super
down and
small.
Harlow's hugging his leg. That's a great scene, actually.
Great.
Yeah, sit. I just have to pay someone in business. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, have a seat.
You're asking Mert to have a seat?
Yeah.
He like moves between Renair over here and bumps into Ray as he makes his way over to the back of the table. Well, thanks for the invite, guys. You know, I was watching you from the bar. You conduct yourselves like a well-oiled machine. I'm very impressed. Very exciting to see young adventuring blood. An actual adventuring party right here. It's great.
You should see us in combat, Mert.
Oh, I bet it's a sight to behold. Tell me about how one of the what you had. Right, I heard you were accosted by hoodlums or something. Do tell. How did it go?
Well, let's just say they were the ones leaving, leaving feeling accosted.
And he like throws his beer, pours half of it out as he belly laughs over his almost topples his chair over. I bet they were. Do
So-
tell.
I'll sort of like gloss over it and just try to get to see if Mert like has something for us. Like, does he have another job for us or
I
something?
do actually, yes.
Okay, what is that?
Well, let me first start. And he whips out this map and he plops it on the table and he says, "You know, the fair is in town."
Mm. Yeah, I've been seeing pamphlets for it outside.
Well, he shows you that they only made several of these. So it's kind of special to be privy to it. But anyway, this is the intended parade route. Up until recently, apparently, Donovan invited Zardos Zord to this very establishment. And he's going to not only extend his entourage up into the North Ward, he's going to visit this very location. It's an entertainment. It's just an excellent entertainment.
Mm.
And Donovan, it sounds like you were instrumental in making it happen.
Sounds like it.
Well,
Good
I
job.
thought it'd be good for business. I mean, the more foot traffic through Trollskull.
And
the
you're
better.
right.
Really?
You couldn't be more right, my friend. I'm, for one, am thoroughly pleased. Not only will it be a lift to the, revitalization project you and Broxley have going on, but now I don't have to step foot in the dock ward to see the parade.
Mm.
They'll bring it right to our doorstep. Anyway, he shows you this map and he says the parade tomorrow morning is intended to run this course. When they are done at the market, as you see where it ends up, they run from the dock ward up to the market. Then they're going to take the high road up to the North Ward and deliver part of their entourage right here in Trollskull Manor. Unbelievable. It sounds like it's going to be a wonderful time. A great day.
Yeah, sounds great. Hopefully, we'll be up early enough to see it.
Well, that's the thing. So I became aware that the group of you are looking for something in particular. And I have friends. And some of these friends, while they can be a little quirky, somewhat off-putting, they do have valuable information. They've asked for a specific, simple task to be done, as bizarre as it may be. And upon completion of the task, they will render a piece of information that will aid the group of you. So I am here. And you ask, what do I have to gain from it? Well, like I said, these are friends of mine. They've asked for this task to be done, and who am I to judge what the need of it is? But here I am delivering the message. More of just getting one friend to scratch another friend's back is my position here.
So what exactly might be needed?
So, simply need to locate an individual that will be attending the parade tomorrow. And when you locate that individual, steal a handkerchief from them and deliver it to yet another person merely blocks away. Now, before you laugh at me, understand that these friends I described as quirky, and please don't be alarmed. It's the Harpers. I know they're a little weird, and I don't know why they want this task done, but they have said they will deliver information that will aid you if we accomplish it.
Well, seems simple enough. I think Donovan or Harlow could probably sneak in and steal a handkerchief.
Yeah,
then-
I don't see why not.
And then he leans in and he says, "What is the interest in these eyes?"
That is a great question.
Without giving too much information, I'd let him know, like, yes, we're definitely seeking the remaining eyes, and I don't want to say what for exactly, like what we wanted, so I'm not telling him necessarily for the stone or like our purpose, but just letting him know, like, yes, I've been looking for them, and then just kind of like shutting down a little bit.
Right, I see.
All will
Well.
be revealed at some point, Matt.
Oh, well, you've got my attention, that's for sure.
Rest assured that the safety of the city of Waterdeep is at Blackswell's Union's core. That's what we wish to see. Success for all of us.
I was wondering, actually, if that was the case. It hasn't gone without notice that you do seem to avoid the services of the Magus and Protectors Guild, and while you've been protected by a couple of friends in the City Watch, don't seem to lean on their protections much.
Oh, they can help us?
Well, I'm not encouraging you in any specific direction, but what I would say, and he leans even closer and says, you should ally with someone.
Aren't you our
I
ally?
think you're dealing with things that are bigger than yourselves at this point. Whether it's the Emerald Enclave, or the Lord's Alliance, or heck, even the Zentarum, God forbid. I would choose your friends. Just one old adventurer's advice to people that I've taken a liking to. That's you. And he looks at you all.
Well, Gillester's still at the table, right?
Let me see. Did I leave him at the table?
I think so, yeah.
He's standing
So,
right there looking
I
at
think
you all.
I'll like turn over to Gillester, and I'm assuming everybody is like still on the same page about this. Like, I'll turn over to Gillester and say, like, well, it looks like it's time that we take you up on your offer to join the Lord's Alliance, or at least to like team up with them.
Agreed.
I always recommended it, Gillester says, but I didn't want to, guilt you or lead you to some. I don't know. Maybe for whatever reason the relationship wasn't working out. But I think it's a tremendous idea. I'd like for you to be under the protection of the Lord's Alliance. While you do have to spend some time and energy dealing with the bureaucracy and whatnot, being that closely tied to the city can bring its benefits, that's for sure. I'll get you an audience with the appropriate individuals
Tomorrow?
in the morning. If
Yes, in the morning. Perfect. Just before the parade.
Fine then.
Oh,
Right.
that'd be
at the Magus and Protectors Guild.
Sounds good to me.
well done, Albus.
Hey, it wasn't me.
Mert says, there's also another matter, not quite as critical, more of a peripheral issue. Donovan, perhaps you've heard of and he motions without pointing and being rude. He points across, all the way across the room. Obaya Uday, the person sitting closest to the door over there, speaking to those Omnian folk.
I see her, the dark-skinned woman.
Well, she is recruiting individuals to adventure into Undermountain, paying quite a good sum of money, and also splitting the wealth that is retrieved. Pretty straightforward adventuring party offer. Comes with dangers, obviously. We've all heard the stories of Undermountain. But she's recruiting, and not that I think you need the work, but thinking strategically, if you ever need to get out of town for a period of time, Undermountain might just be the place for the group of you if the heat gets too hot, if you know what I mean. So, if you need to get away, might as well get paid to do it. Again, just an old adventurer looking out for a group of people that I have come to admire. Might want to hear her out on her offers. I understand she did come here looking for you, and you remember her, Donovan. She used to. She's been hanging out at the Yawning Portal.
I knew I'd seen her before.
You didn't know what she was like doing, but she did look like she was conducting business, writing stuff down, talking in extended, protracted conversations. Usually is the sign of business.
You know, Mert, if I didn't know better, I would swear you know more than what you tell us. But thank you for looking out for us. It's very much appreciated. So, I will. I'm sorry. Her name was
Obaya Uday.
I'll certainly make sure to send her a round of drinks and speak to her before she leaves tonight. As always, your counsel is much appreciated, especially by me being a business owner and having no idea what the fuck I'm doing with this business.
Yeah, thank you, Mert.
Jalaster leans in and he says, I'm very excited about this latest development. Frankly, I've been worried about the group of you getting in fights with gangsters and underworld people.
Oh, it's all right, Mert. We've name dropped you several times already.
That's Jalaster talking. Sorry.
Oh, Jalaster. Sorry. Jalaster. Yeah, I apologize, Jalaster. We've already name dropped you several times to the town guard with our intention of joining the Lord's Alliance, as Albus has already said. So
one of the halflings, Kelso Fettlewick, as you've come to know him, Donovan, approaches the table and says, you gonna have something from the menu? He's like 3 feet tall. It's just kind of to tall people, it's just kind of funny.
One of each for the table.
Halfway house thing.
He's like, fine, I'll go get it.
Thank you.
And he hurries away.
So wow, we got good job, Albus, getting us set up with the. So I just shot up to my room and got the remaining 73 gold to pay off Vincent Trench in the meantime before I came back down and sat with them. So for the information about the Castellaners selling their oldest son's soul to Asmodeus,
Hey, I'm sorry. Did I just make fun of little people inappropriately or something?
Sorry, I
I
made
hope
a
not.
joke. As a short person, I feel upset, Dad.
As a tall person, I wasn't upset. But
I'm just being sensitive.
No, you're okay. Thanks.
Why isn't my mic acting up?
I'll tell Mert, like, hey man, help yourself to something to eat. Please enjoy the hospitality of Lift Your Spirits. Thank you again for everything you've done. Jalester, again, wait, are we doing anything about this situation with Maloon, or are we just going to let this fester until he starts killing people in the inn?
I think we're gonna let it fester.
That's what I would do.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know either. I've just kind of been sitting here with Azarej in my lap, kind of gripping with
Yeah.
both hands, and Joanna normally isn't someone that shows concern on her face, and she's kind of just sitting there with a look of concern only because she can owe a lot of this combat to Azarej.
Mm-hmm. She chose to leave Maloon. Now she's with you.
Something about it's just making me nervous.
I
And
don't-
so
I don't think it would. Azareth is chosen wisely in choosing you, Joanna. I don't think that it would go back on its choice. But should you feel some way about assisting its prior vessel in recovering from whatever is going on, I'll let that decision be yours. I'll as I have told Rhea and Aldous and Harlow, my sword, for what it's worth, is yours. If you choose to do something in this instant, you'll have my full support.
I was thinking quite the opposite of recovery. So I'm willing to take care of him whenever we need. He's clearly not right, and Azarej chose to leave with good reason, I'm assuming. So we should obviously find out first. But if he needs to be taken care of, then so be it.
Right.
A dwarf's face comes into view. The scowling face of Ocoria Stonemarrow. Suddenly, everyone's looking at her. And she says, "The group of you are in a bit of trouble." And Mert puts his hands behind his head and goes, "Oh! What now?"
Yeah, no, wait, that's not funny. What trouble?
Well, give her a moment, my man. The punchline may be coming.
Trouble.
She says,
I'm sorry.
"Apparently, you are due for trial for the murder of Oren Grelhun."
Who?
You are aware who the Grelhuns
The husband of the mistress of the manor that we scared away.
Oh,
with.
the maiden that we saved from the Zent assassins. I'm sorry. Continue.
She's claiming that you murdered her husband and have made off with his body. He hasn't been seen since that night.
Well,
I
I'm
knew I
sure
couldn't
she
trust
claims
her.
a lot of things.
That
Ugh,
bitch.
I hate her. I hate her.
I can't impress how much of a pickle this is for you. You do know the severity of these accusations. I hope I don't have to remind you.
Well, let's go to trial. She's wrong.
Just accusations. We saved her. There were Zent assassins. What? What? Wait. Are you city? Are you town guard? City
Donovan
watch?
says Zent assassins really loud in the middle of the conversation. Everyone goes quiet just at that moment. So it's like the only thing that's heard by everyone in the room is Zent assassins.
Fuck! I had too much to drink.
And then like everyone just goes back to doing what they were doing, and the murmur slowly picks up. The musicians get back in tune. They skipped a beat a second there. Yes. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. And she scowls. Actually, the other picture is better of her, so let me grab that.
You're here to collect us, then?
No. You apparently they're. You've been told to report there.
Were we? I'll look around the rest of the group like, wait,
In
did they tell us?
in 2 days' time for your trial.
Did we have a trial date set? Well, 2 days.
Did we get a letter?
I'm not surprised you don't know. I just became aware myself.
Well, no point in worrying about it now, I guess. We'll have to confront it when it comes.
Is Vincent Trench still sitting over at the bar?
He is.
Fuck, I'm broke. Shit, I'm going into our profits, kids. Don't expect any money out of this inn anytime soon.
I can lend you some money.
We're good.
Okay.
Anyway, that's her.
Wait. Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
I
She
like
looks
that.
different than she does in the picture.
She's older, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yep. Clearly, we'll, where do we have to exactly appear for this trial?
Local courthouse.
Oh, yes. And that's, somewhere near here.
You'd be surprised how matter-of-factly these things are addressed. But don't let that fool you. The severity for murdering what she's accused you of, I would encourage you to put some thought in your defense. These transgressions are punishable by death. I mean, you must understand.
No.
As even if you didn't do what she's saying, which I believe, defending that position in court against a noble family can be a tall order. And she maintains her scowl, and almost as if she's like judging you.
Well,
But I'm not judging you.
And just
Well,
so we're all clear, we went there we were looking for the automaton, the puppet right? That's why we went to that residence, because thought...
they bought one.
Yeah.
She maintains you went there to kill her husband, Oren Grelham.
Right. Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna say this when Alcoria is here, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna be like, and then like realize that I shouldn't be speaking, and then be quiet again.
Did you just move Alcoria away?
I just go.
Someone just moved her away.
No. I just moved myself over to Trench. Vincent.
No, I
Trench.
didn't move her. Say anyway. Well, I'm sure the truth will come out in the trial.
I hope so.
Fucking
I
trial.
hate to be the bearer of bad news. It looks like she's enjoying being the bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
It's
It doesn't make
that's
sense
what
that
you
she is.
are.
And, I was negligent in mentioning that her shield guardian was out front of the establishment.
Okay.
So, you wouldn't have missed that.
Okay.
So, where's that leave us? Oh, Donovan, you walked over to Vincent Trench with more questions?
Yes. 100 gold pieces for everything you can get me on the growl hunts. I've already paid. I paid the 75 that I owed him. 150 up front, 50 on completion.
And he says it's turning out to be a very good business relationship.
I'm gonna be your best.
I'll have your information.
Oh no, we'll be your best.
24 to
business.
48 hours.
Yes, no negotiations. Here's 50 gold coins in this sack. They're all in platinum dragons. You take those.
It's also a noble family issue, but I'll forego the extra charges based on your excellent rolls earlier.
Well,
I mean, on our previous business dealing, and the fact that you're so charming.
don't make me show you Aldous' tentacle.
What?
Nothing. Yes, 100 gold poison. 50
No,
now,
wait, dude.
50 later.
He says what, and then you say what, and then he says what again.
What?
Well,
What?
let's just like laugh it off.
What? Oh, yes. Yeah, we're all gonna get put to death for this. This lady's gonna. She's trying to put us to death.
Better not. I'll sort of like Oh wait, you're talking. Are you still
I'm not.
talking to
No,
Vincent?
I'm done.
I'll lean over to Donovan and say, "Don't worry, my daddy will help us."
Oh, shit, I hope so. Good, because I'm broke. I've got like 150 gold
Yeah,
pieces left.
he's also a noble of the city, so
That's good to know. Oh, we knew.
Well, my friends, Mert gets up and says, "That is enough information for the night. And with that, I will bid you adieu. And great to see the gang is all getting along." And he kind of like nervously shuffles out. Again, bumps into Raya, squeezes between Okoria and Renair, and he makes his way out.
Primer, love
As
you.
As he's leaving, Harlow gives him a leg hug and asks for candy.
And he's like, sprinkles candy.
Yay! You're my favorite.
Mert's always good for some candy.
You could.
I love Mert.
Come on.
Mert reminds me of like the mayor of the town in The Hobbit.
That's cool.
Doesn't he?
Yeah,
Does it
totally
from the
does.
movie?
It
From the
totally
movie,
does.
it like
Yeah.
he looks exactly like him.
Yeah, I see it too.
But like the
Awesome.
good version of him.
Dude, well, we could be a little fucked. We may want to meet up with our new contact.
Hmm.
How do you guys feel about joining the Lord's Alliance?
I mean, I'm totally down. I mean, I don't really know what the other options are, so
I'm gonna tell you what the options are. 'cause
Oh,
you
we
could-
should.
Donovan,
We should. I'm gonna share my. Once we're alone, I want to get Gillester away and everyone else away from the table and lay it out as far as who my contacts are, and then I want everyone to even playing field for everybody, so they know. Like as soon as everybody's away, I want to speak freely with everybody. I know I've already done it, but I want to remind everybody where we're kind of at with. Can we do that?
are you what are you asking me?
Get everybody away outside of our immediate, outside of Blackwell's Union. I want to have just us at the table there, Gillester. And...
Can I turn into a
It's a
rat
lot
and
of
scare them
people.
away?
You'd be better off just leaving and going to your
Yeah.
second floor.
We'll go upstairs.
Yeah,
to
we
the,
yeah.
the
It
private
wouldn't make
room.
sense to clear this room. It's like doing business and making you
Yeah,
money.
Yeah,
That's
that
a good
sounds
idea.
good.
All right, so I'll move you to the second floor.
We'll take our food and our drinks and go upstairs, because
Okay.
I want to make sure we're all, because that was great. I agree with Aldous as far as the as far as the Lord's Alliance goes, because they're city affiliated and could ultimately be beneficial for us, even down the road. So.
Hmm.
Do you think we all need to join? I'm a little reluctant.
I understand. And if you would, and I certainly wouldn't force you. If you would feel better about it being individuals among us, so we'll go up to our like meeting room on the second floor there, which is like our common room by Joanna and Raya's bedrooms on the second floor there.
Yeah.
Where there's a couple of couches and some tables. I'll put the drinks down. I'll tell the wait staff to bring us up more drinks and just say like, this is clearly, like, we might be, as far as this accusation of us murdering this dude, I half suspect we're being set up. If we're affiliated with the Lord's Alliance, they're almost like the secret police of Waterdeep. Or the
Jalester has hit you with this in the past, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you these paragraphs. To become a member of the Lord's Alliance faction in Waterdeep, a character must be a Waterdeepian citizen. Those with criminal records can also join, provided they demonstrate their allegiance to the city. The Lord's Alliance is a confederation of cities and towns up and down the Sword Coast and throughout the north, including, among others, Baldur's Gate, Mirabar, Mithril Hall, Neverwinter, and Silvery Moon. Members of the Alliance must come to one another's aid in times of need, and the organization uses field operatives, diplomats, spies, and assassins to safeguard its interests. Waterdeep is one of the most influential and invested members of the Lords of Alliance. Waterdeep's open lord, Laryl Silverhand, uses spies to keep tabs on adventurers in the city, rewarding those who place Waterdeep's interests above their own. Laurel employs adventurers as agents of the Lord's Alliance, among them
No problem.
some people that I'm not going to mention. Laurel spends her time. Laurel Silverhand spends her time at the Palace of Waterdeep. You also know Donovan knows within walking distance of the palace are well-maintained government residences set aside for the use of representatives of other Lords Alliances, cities, and towns. Now, the Lord's Alliance support comes in these ways, and this is just I'm going to give you this meta-wise instead of role-playing it out and whatever. City Watch officials are notified that the characters are on official business for the Lord's Alliance and instructed to provide support wherever they can. There's something you would learn once you're more entrenched.
Okay.
You're also granted a brief audience with Laryl Silverhand. So really, it's just that you have an in with the watch. So if you get in trouble, it's easier to get away with stuff. You're essentially on official business. You're not even getting away with anything, but
yeah, I mean, it seems like it would at least make sense for me to be in it, because if we're called like Blackwell's Union, like I'm probably the person who would need to be affiliated with them at least. So, and I'm comfortable with that. It makes sense given like I'm from here, you know? Um,
Yeah, and your family's from here.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm in.
Yeah, me too. There's this could get us out of minor predicaments probably relatively quickly. As far as the Zent go, the Zentharim, I have some ties to the Zent. They've paid, as I've already told everyone, they've paid for a portion of this place. But there are two factions of the Zent. There's the old faction and the new faction. The new faction is more interested in making money and businesses and we'll call it white collar crime. And then there's the old faction, which is likely responsible for trying to take away the stone from us. In that, I would include Schemo. I don't ally with them, but I have, through others, allied with the other group. If we have those two powerful friends, I think it's going to help us overall as a group.
Yeah. And it can also, like, being that, like, I want to be affiliated with the Lord's Alliance, like, one of my kind of caveats would be, like, hey, this is my party. Like, you also need to support, like, not just me, but the party as a whole, since I'm affiliated, if that makes sense. you know.
Yep. It's a way I look at it with the Zen as well. So.
Yeah. So that way, like, nobody is like has to officially like tie themselves with the Lord's Alliance. Like, I'm willing to take that on.
Yeah, we're ultimately representatives of you and your party as a whole. So that makes sense. If at least you and or Donovan as well,
right,
are part of it.
I mean,
yeah, I think that makes sense.
The downside is we can't trust all of the Zens. There's a group of them that are looking to take the stone away from us. That's obvious now. And I don't believe it's the group that I'm affiliated with, but I don't entirely trust them. And then on top of that, we also have to worry about this new court case, which, if there is in fact a case, perhaps our allegiance or alliance with the Lord's Alliance could benefit us. Because they're gonna that witch is going to accuse us of I never even met her husband. We went in there trying to find this automaton and ended up getting accused of murder, which, well, he said, she said, murder. We may have killed a few guardsmen,
but they attacked the person who she said we murdered.
That's correct. And most important thing, that's the absolute. That's the absolute. So, there may have been a few guardsmen that we had to but they attacked us in our defense. They attacked us first, and we're clearly in an investigation in regards to. It's documented that we've been attacked multiple times by Xanathar. So. This was clearly in the midst of an investigation into those attacks. So I think.
Are you guys going to try to do anything tonight, or
let's go.
Still got the evening.
We're going to try and kill somebody.
Maloon, Schemo. We're just going to kill everyone.
Discuss that amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I'm going to use the potty real quick. Right. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm going to put this so you don't have to look at my wall.
So what do you guys... so here we go. We got a lot of shit. So I got Vincent Trench looking into more information about the Growlhuns for our court case, just in case. If they, try and come up with some bullshit, hopefully we can come up with something on them.
Right.
The Lord's Alliance thing is good. So do we go after the Zents, like Schemo, and try and find out more information about the Eye? Does anybody else have anything they want to do? Or
I mean, I still feel like that's like the best bet. Like, I think we should definitely go to that like audience with the Lord's Alliance, like get that situated, because I think that will be helpful going into like the trial, especially like if only for that. I think like maybe one of the things I'll mention to Jim is that I want to like talk with my dad as well to be like, hey, like this thing's happening. Can you like pull some strings for me? But I still think we should go for Schemo. Like we should still do that.
I'm kind of just playing with my
That's my 2
toys.
cents.
I'm just playing with my toys, and like I think, like I kind of say like maybe Maxine the horse will know something while playing with my toys.
She might. She does seem to know what's going on around here, although I don't know if she can give us much more than what she's already told us. How does everybody feel about doing a like crack of dawn assault on weird bottles and trying to get Schemo?
Yeah, snatch him right out of his bed.
Get him at like 5 a.m., break in, and maybe surprise him? You guys like that idea, or?
My two dolls just enacting this whole scene.
I just want all our spellcasters to get a chance to rest, get their spells back, and because we're gonna need everything against Schemo. I have a feeling he's frightening.
I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. So I think we're still thinking like first thing in the morning, we're gonna go to Weird Bottles and rough Schemo up a little bit and or kill him.
Okay.
And like we're still gonna plan to like have the audience with the Lord's Alliance because that will be helpful going into the trial, I think. Having that link there. And I will, if I get the chance at any point when we're not busy, I will like make sure to contact my father and ask if he can like pull some strings on his end. Because he's connected with the nobility, like if he has to throw some money at people or something, like
it couldn't hurt to have influential people on your
Mhm.
side of the courtroom, you know, if that's
Right.
how it goes down. I don't even know if you guys are aware of how a proceeding like that would go down.
Yeah, I'm
Donovan
not.
has some idea. I think at some point he's sat in front of a judge before, but this is a pretty hefty accusation being tossed around. So I think Donovan would be curious to what a proceeding like that would be himself. Even. Yep.
I don't know. I've actually
How do you
already
plan on?
paid Vincent to try and look into a defense.
The Growlhounds.
Yeah, to try and help us out, but I'm concerned. Like the Lord's Alliance thing that Aldous set up, and perhaps if we got to go on the run, we got a way to go on the run. If somebody wants to go down and meet with Abaya, we got a way to hide out for a while. I mean,
right.
It'll pay us some coin. Who wants to go down and talk to her? Anybody?
I mean, I'd be interested in it. But like she'll be around, right? I mean, I feel like the thing that's most pressing is like the stone, you know, because we're like on a time crunch with that. So I feel like we should like get that done before, and then maybe seek her out, you know.
All right.
If she's there.
Well, I mean, she's here now. I mean, but
right.
If if you guys want me to go down and try and set up it's not a bad idea to have an escape hatch, you know, a back door out of a situation. So how about this? You and me, Aldous, we go down, we talk to Abaya and see if if there's something that we can set up with her, and if it is, we lay it out a few days, and if it conflicts with our court date, then maybe we disappear for a little while, and I don't know. The eyes are our primary goal.
You look down at the table and you see a copy of the Waterdeep Wazoo sitting there. And if any of those headlines catch your eye, the biggest one, you can't help but see. It takes up half the page. And it says, the 3 Luskin ships have landed in Waterdeep Harbor, and over the last few weeks have launched a show that the citizens of Waterdeep hadn't expected. Led by a flamboyant ringmaster, Zardo Zord, the goal of the fair is to show the best of Luskin. While Luskin has normally been thought as a haven for piracy, this has been a nice surprise for all. Not only have the Luskins brought standard carnival attractions, but they are showing animals and beasts from across the realm, some of them dangerous! Exclamation point. For a couple nibs, one is able to experience the mechanized wonders set up by the pirates, referred to as rides. The contraptions will spin sometimes or lift them into the air with great force. One such ride went haywire on opening night, ejecting poor Anya Umbrusk into Waterdeep Harbor. Thankfully, a friendly mermaid was swimming by and brought her back to shore safely. The fair runs until the end of the summer. Entry is a shard each, or 5 nibs. You notice that someone had dropped the recent Waterdeep Wazoo.
That ride that went haywire, could that have been the what's it called? Nimble, right?
Good point.
That's just my first thought.
Could have been.
You also see another thing from the Open Lord, claiming that she's decreed something about actions, end to specious actions against goblins. Donovan ruffles the paper over to the next. You see some advertisements, looking for work. You see Broxley Fairkettle's name mentioned in there. Oh, Philanter's Filter, spell components, no questions asked. And there's a spring special. Apparently use the passcode Abracadabra to get 10% off your order at Aurora's Realms shop.
Who needs spell components?
Wow.
So there's all sorts of some spilled tea here. Let's see what they have in the spilled tea section. Shall we, Aldous?
I was looking at that earlier.
Petition to rename Slut Street and incorporate into Zastrow Street. Yes, there is a Slut Street on in Waterdeep.
I'm not signing that petition.
Keep Slut Street slutty.
Harlow kind of just asks, like she looks up at like Donovan and
Wow.
all this and goes like, "What's a slut?"
All right.
Yeah, that's a question. It's better that your parents answer that question.
Well, I don't have parents.
What? Parents? What? No? Oh.
It's part of the thing. Like Donovan, like nonchalantly, casually says very upsetting things to Harlow. Like, where? Go find your parents. But I don't have them.
Yeah.
Slut Street. Yeah.
That's why you need to find them.
It's more important to find them.
That's your parents.
So also understood.
You're just not looking hard enough.
Yeah.
Something about the Castellanter family hosting many noble houses at charity auction to help homeless urchins.
Dude, these
Well, would you look at that?
Castellanters, like,
See, they're good after all.
they're so
it's
good.
in print.
They're so good. They're like us. Does anyone know that we're not?
Let's see what
we're
other good
good.
we have here. Oh, the Black Viper, real or myth? Ask any noble family about the Black Viper, and you'll hear tales of villains. Ask the common folk, and you'll get tales of justice. What we do know is a masked figure dressed as a viper has been donating stolen noble items to local charities.
Wow. And it's Donovan's girlfriend.
All right. I'll come clean about that. Her, I know. Yes, if she's not.
He's definitely been employing the 3-day rule if it's his girlfriend.
She's not bad. She's got good taste because she wants nothing to do with me at this point. So I can't quite blame her. Although she doesn't know I'm a successful tavern and inn owner at this point, but she wants nothing to do with it.
And boom, the door kicks in. Now, do we have to squeeze in a combat in the last 10
We
minutes?
can, sure. Well, we're going.
I mean, someone can kick the door.
They could. I mean,
they are looking to.
We
I
are
didn't really
we are
allow for it.
we are looking to. I thought if everybody was in agreement when you were in the toilet, we were talking about possibly going to visit Schemo early morning, like everybody gets rest to get their spells.
Like
Since
early
we're
morning,
back here.
it's still dark. Early morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So since
Like
we got
before
back
he would
here,
be awake.
we could go to bed and then still get up at like 4
How about that
a.m.
mission for the Harpers during the parade? Did you pick up on all that? Is that something you're incorporating into your
Yeah,
plan for the
yeah.
next day?
I mean, I'd be willing to do it if we have time, you know?
Yeah, we could see after we take care of Schema.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, Schemo first.
That's a action-packed day. But really, the thing is, here. How was it described? Here, let me see.
It's gonna be
We
up
don't
to you
call it
guys.
a party for nothing.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, like
So
I don't.
here's how Mert described it. The mission itself is not particularly laborsome.
Hmm.
He's going to tell you roughly where on the parade route to expect Maester Roderick, who you're stealing the handkerchief from,
Hmm.
and all you need to do is zero in and pick his pocket, and deliver
Okay.
it to another location.
Okay.
It sounds easy.
Yeah.
So do we hit Schemo bright and early, or do we?
And you see, as you're looking at the wazoo, you see a little note slide in under the door.
Oh boy.
What the fuck?
Little piece of parchment slid in here. Let me put you back on your map.
I'll go pick it up and look at it.
It says Maester Broderick's name right at the top,
Hmm.
and it seems to indicate where on the parade route to expect to find him.
Okay.
And let me see what it says.
Does it say anything about like timing? Like when does the parade start? I forget if that was mentioned.
It wasn't mentioned, but
Okay.
it's been there's flyers for it outside. It doesn't seem like it would be hard to find out when it's going to
Okay.
start, and you do know where it's starting in the dock ward. In fact, you had that whole parade route from Mert, and that, even if you don't remember, you can recall it. You can picture the map in your mind. I can pull it up at any time.
Yeah.
So it shows, and the cross streets where it says on Bazaar Street, in the shadow of the Great Drunkard, you will find Maester Roderick.
Okay.
And Donovan, you know the Great Drunkard to be one of the gigantic walking statues, or they call it walking statues, which is ironic because they do not walk, but you have heard tales of them walking. The Great Drunkard is one of those statues. I don't have a picture of it now, but I certainly.
No, I know right where he's talking about.
I can actually now. I'll put you back on the map just so you can look at that.
What do you guys want to do? We'll deal with this first, and then head over to Schemos.
I mean, I still think we should go to Schemo first and then do this.
I'd like to
So with the last 5 minutes, that we have, Donovan describes what he remembers weird bottles, concoctions looking like.
No, it's dark. It's dark.
Can everyone?
Very dark.
Oh, your token's all the way up here. Hold on. Is everyone on here?
Mm-hmm.
Only because it's Schemo's dangerous. I want to impress upon everyone, like, this is going to be difficult. As far as we may not be able to get any information out of Schemo. He's Zent hardcore. I'm affiliated with Zen, but he's at a different level than I am. So
Weird Bottles Concoction sits in a 2-story building on Ilzantal Street in the Trades Ward. The shop is on the ground floor with a set of stairs leading up to Schemel's small apartment above. The building has several windows on both floors, but only a single door leading in and out of the shop.
So,
has a red tiled roof, sits 20 feet above the ground. There's no chimney.
The rest of you are ready. We go. Here's the thing. If Schemo looks like he's going to murder or kill anyone in the attempt to subdue him, we kill him. That's where I would be. We don't stop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fully, like, ready. Like, he tried to kill us. Like, I'm going in there, like, he may die. In fact, I wish he would.
Yeah, those are intentions.
All right. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page, because this is almost it's scary going in there. Like, he's clearly a mage with access to potions, so
he'll need them.
I don't.
All right. So the intentions are to, before dawn, arrive at Schemo's shop to at least surveil, and if not, actually capture him there and possibly destroy him. And then B, after that, attend the parade.
Right.
Find this Maester Broderick and accomplish this task that'll apparently yield you some information in your quest. And beyond that, I don't really have sight of it, but that is a tall order for a day right there. And that's just your next planned morning.
Yeah.
So we can leave it there for the night and pick up exactly there, hopefully next Wednesday if everyone's available.
Yeah. Definitely.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, and I mean, we could pick up, like, the next morning when we wake up, if you want, even.
As soon as we go into Schemos.
Unless there's some disturbance in the night. I couldn't imagine there might be.
Oh, shit. There's going to totally be a disturbance.
Oh, boy.
You mean something to disturb your long rest? I can't imagine that.
No, there's totally not going to be that.
No.
We're bottles.
Oh, one of those, before I got 1 minute left. I am going to sign off at 10:30 because I have some responsibilities to do. But one of those lists of 21 homebrew rules I really enjoyed. Well, several of them. And I did write them down and stuff. But one of them was the massive damage rule, where if you take a certain percentage, like if you take half of your hit points in one hit, it has a certain effect. But beyond that, lingering injury. If you take massive damage, which is half your total hit points in one hit, and it takes you to 0 hit points, you roll on a chart and you get a lingering injury. And that goes for the PCs as well as NPCs, mind you. I think it's a little more color, and I promise to do it to an NPC before a PC. So let me know, because it will have to be a cooperation. I'll miss it. If someone does massive damage to someone, say, hey, is this enough to trigger a lingering injury? and then I will make sure it gets applied if applicable.
Cool.
I think
Yeah,
it's a
that's a
little more
cool-
color. Someone might lose a hand or an arm or, something like that if they take just ridiculous damage.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'll do it to an MP. You'll know before it ever happens to one of you guys, you're going to see it happen to an NPC. If
Cool.
if anyone deals that kind of damage, Joanna.
Yeah, it's gonna be Joanna. Like,
All right, I got to roll. So thank you for
Okay.
having. Love you guys.
It was
Can't
awesome.
wait.
yeah, thank you.
Great
Thank you so
time.
much.
Thanks.
Later,
Steve.
guys.
Right.
See you, kids.
Bye. See
Bye.
ya.